it's a very tough injury to come back from. That kind of injury. I don't know the severity of it, but he has broken his jaw. You know, it's a tough one to come back from, but he's a crazy fucker. We'll take our hat off to.
According to internal reports, following the savage heavyweight battle, Daniel Dubois went to see Fabio Wardley at the hospital while he continued recovering from major injuries. The unexpected visit reportedly caught Wardley off guard because the intense emotions from the contest were still lingering. However, Dubois showed genuine respect and sportsmanship toward his opponent. Even after the brutal action in the ring, both fighters demonstrated that true warriors can share deep respect after forcing one another to the very edge in one of the hardest battles of their professional careers.
Through the fights that he's been involved in, I mean, he's had a fantastic career, and I don't think this is the end of Fabio Wardley at all, but he's showed that.
But I was surprised that he manned the shots that he took in the end, and that he wasn't out cold. That's what I was surprised about. Like I said, he's going to do very well to not get hurt in this fight. Unfortunately, he got badly hurt on the jaw. But
Heavyweight world champion, he took the WBO title off Fabio Wardley, and can I just say, what a fucking tear-up that was.
Don Charles believes Fabio Wardley has silenced every doubt about his toughness with the way he performed in the brutal showdown. He thinks Wardley displayed real fighting heart and confirmed he belongs among the top heavyweights. Even in defeat, Charles remains confident that Wardley still has plenty of achievements waiting for him in the heavyweight division.
Nobody could ever question this young man again. Yeah? All that quitting nonsense, nobody will ever question him again.
Two-time heavyweight champion of the world under you.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
It does.
There's more to come. There's more to come. We were in there with a very dangerous fighter in the name of Fabio Wardley. He should be proud of himself.
Derek Chisora expressed major concern over Fabio Wardley's condition during the clash with Daniel Dubois, saying the fight should have been stopped sooner because of the heavy damage and serious bleeding. His comments connect directly to the aftermath, with Wardley now recovering in hospital after absorbing huge punishment. It highlights how vicious the night truly was and why Dubois' visit means even more, as both men endured a real heavyweight battle that tested them to their absolute limits.
Listen, the fight was stopped in round 10 because his nose was bleeding so badly.
What's next to them? I'm hearing a rematch clause. If not, who do you want to see him fight?
Nobody wants to see the rematch.
The aftermath of the fight sparked serious concern, with visible signs raising questions about Fabio Wardley's long-term future in boxing. Although he admitted he is not a medical professional, he still questioned the condition Wardley was left in after absorbing massive punishment from Daniel Dubois. Those concerns now seem even more significant as Wardley is reportedly recovering in hospital, highlighting how brutal the heavyweight battle truly was and why opinions remain divided about what lies ahead for him in the sport.
Probably shouldn't be doing that, right? There he goes again. Now again, I'm no doctor. I don't know, but it does seem like that's a bit of an issue. And
Frank Warren detailed the medical care Fabio Wardley needed after the fight, revealing that doctors first had to properly assess and monitor him before giving any medication. His remarks underline how severe the situation became following the brutal showdown with Daniel Dubois. It also connects directly to Wardley's recovery in hospital, proving the injuries were far more than surface damage and required serious medical attention, further showing how exhausting and punishing that heavyweight war was for both men involved.
Doctor examined him, gave him some medication, but the medication he gave him obviously had to be checked.
Frank Warren looked back on the unforgettable battle between Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley, calling it even greater than expected and an incredible event for boxing supporters. He praised both men for their courage, especially how they bounced back from knockdowns and continued fighting with total determination. His comments also linked directly to Wardley's current recovery in hospital, proving that although the fight delivered excitement and drama, it also demanded a massive physical sacrifice from both warriors inside the ring.
I said it, don't blink, it's going to be the most amazing few rounds. It was much better than that. It was just a phenomenal fight, phenomenal to watch, to witness and see these two guys, what they did bare in their soul and Daniel getting off the floor and canvas and coming back very good. It swung both ways to fight, and it was just
Derek Chisora gave a brutally honest assessment of Fabio Wardley's showing against Daniel Dubois, arguing that he struggled with the basics and depended too heavily on big power punches rather than solid technique. Chisora believed Wardley failed to use his jab properly, which allowed Dubois to dictate the range and gradually wear him down throughout the fight. His criticism ties directly to Wardley's current condition after the bout, as many now wonder if those technical weaknesses played a major role in the punishment he absorbed, the injuries that sent him to hospital, and the sudden discussions surrounding a possible retirement.
Fabio was not ready for boxing. You don't jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. He was too busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. How many jabs did Fabio charge? Last jab, he didn't charge no jabs. He didn't do anything with...
Buddy McGirt praised the intensity of the battle, but explained that Fabio Wardley's early knockdown completely altered the way he fought afterward. He felt Wardley became overly focused on landing a single powerful right hand instead of using intelligent boxing, combinations, and proper defense. Even with the criticism, McGirt still respected his determination and toughness, even suggesting a rematch should happen. It proves that despite the flaws experts see in his style, they still admire his warrior mentality, especially after the punishment he endured against Daniel Dubois and the recovery process he is currently going through.
Hell of a fight. I think the worst thing that happened was that knockdown in the first round. After that, Wardley was just looking for that right hand. No jabs, no defense, no left hook. Sorry, meat and chicken. You know what I mean? But it was a hell of a fight. He showed the heart of a champion, and I think there should be a rematch.
Daniel Dubois reflected on the brutal mental and physical demands of the fight, admitting he had to take himself to a very dark place in order to defeat Fabio Wardley. He described the contest as a true battle of survival and mindset, where remaining calm under pressure was crucial to changing the momentum. His comments also show how dangerous Wardley was throughout the fight, because even Dubois was forced to mentally regroup and dig deep, proving the amount of pressure and punishment both fighters went through inside the ring.
Yeah, I needed that slap just to wake up, stay in reality, it's not slip, I got to dig deep. And as a warrior, you have to dig deep. Got to go to that dark place and come out on top.
Dominic Engel called the clash between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois one of the most remarkable fights he has ever seen, applauding both athletes for their extraordinary resilience. He pointed out Wardley's refusal to stop even when visibly drained and heavily damaged, while also acknowledging Dubois for maintaining discipline and executing his game plan under intense pressure. His reaction ties closely to Wardley's current hospital recovery, emphasizing just how much punishment he endured in a contest that stretched both fighters to their absolute physical and mental extremes.
I'll tell you what, it's one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best fights. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. What a hard man he is. He didn't want to quit. His corner didn't pull him out. And Daniel Dubois kept his composure. He kept his composure, stuck to the plan. He started to get a bit tired himself. He realised that Wardley has still got something in the tank. He kept pulling it out of the bag. He looked dead on his feet. But what a fight.
Fraser Clark admitted that the fight between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois turned into more of a brutal, all-out war than a refined technical boxing contest, yet it still gave fans exactly the kind of excitement they were hoping for. He praised both fighters for their immense toughness and their willingness to stand in the pocket and exchange heavy shots under relentless pressure. Clark also pointed out how Daniel Dubois made key adjustments after being knocked down, while Wardley's sheer bravery and refusal to back down stood out as the defining feature of the bout. Even in defeat, and now during his ongoing hospital recovery, many still feel Wardley proved he truly belongs in these elite-level wars and has the potential to return even stronger if he continues to develop and learn from this experience. David Hay offered high praise for the heavyweight clash between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois, describing it as one of the most thrilling and unforgettable fights he has ever witnessed in his career. He emphasized the relentless pace, raw bravery, and constant back-and-forth exchanges that kept spectators fully engaged and on the edge of their seats from the opening bell to the final moments. According to Hay, both fighters emptied their entire arsenal inside the ring, leaving nothing behind, which is exactly why the bout is already being remembered as an instant classic in heavyweight boxing. He also connected the aftermath to Wardley's current hospital recovery, underlining how such an explosive and physically demanding war brings not only glory and recognition, but also serious and lasting physical consequences for both warriors who pushed each other to the limit.
I've never seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to. We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that 10 times over.
David Adeli provided a detailed tactical breakdown of the contest, explaining how Daniel Dubois gradually grew in confidence by establishing his jab and using it to systematically disrupt Fabio Wardley's offensive rhythm. He noted that Wardley's right hand was consistently neutralized and broken up before it could fully develop, which ultimately allowed Dubois to take control of the tempo and dictate the flow of the fight. According to Adeli, this technical shift proved to be the decisive turning point of the entire bout. It also highlights how, even at the highest level of boxing, small but crucial technical differences can produce enormous consequences, particularly in a fight that ended with Wardley absorbing significant punishment and later requiring hospital treatment after one of the most physically demanding battles of his career.
He fought old demons when he got dropped. I think he started to think old demons when he started to think his things weren't working. But you know what was giving Daniel confidence? He kept landing a jab. Every time Wardley threw a right hand, Dubois would stick a jab and it would touch his target. That day was giving Dubois hope that, okay, then I can stand in front of my target and I can land with a jab. And he knew he was softening up Wardley with a jab at the round.
Daniel Dubois reflected deeply on both the emotional and physical journey he went through during the fight, openly admitting that he had to overcome early nerves and slowly work his way into a proper rhythm after a very difficult opening phase. He gave full credit to Fabio Wardley, describing him as a genuine warrior who dragged him into deep waters and forced him to confront a very dark and determined mental state in order to ultimately secure victory. Dubois also revealed that he needed a serious wake-up moment in his corner to reset his focus and regain control, highlighting just how intense and unpredictable the entire contest truly was. This also connects strongly to Wardley's current hospital situation, reinforcing the idea that both fighters were pushed far beyond normal physical and mental limits in one of the most brutal and unforgettable heavyweight clashes seen in recent memory.
What a warrior he is, and came through that test, coming off the back of a loss. I was a bit nervy to start off with and a bit all over the place, but I pulled it together and got the victory.
Dave Coldwell was left genuinely stunned by Fabio Wardley's incredible durability, going as far as praising his exceptional chin and remarkable ability to remain upright despite absorbing sustained and heavy punishment throughout the entire fight. He stressed that even after taking severe damage from Daniel Dubois, Wardley continuously refused to hit the canvas, demonstrating a level of toughness that very few fighters at the elite heavyweight level possess. Coldwell described him as someone built in a completely different mold, which helps explain why he continues to earn deep respect across the boxing world. This also contributes to why Wardley's current hospital recovery is being closely monitored and widely discussed by fans and analysts, as he endured one of the most punishing, high-intensity heavyweight battles seen in recent years.